Cup Carnival, brought to you by Tab. We're on. You win some, you lose more.
My name's Sam Freedman. I'm a horse trainer. I've been training.
And JD with the 3 head trainers here at Lindsay Park.
I'm Calvin McAvoy, racehorse trainer based here in Victoria.
Okay, that's good.
My father's Anthony Freedman. My uncle's Lee. I've got Michael, Richard. They're all brothers, so I've come from a family that's been in racing for quite a long time. She feels okay?
Yep. The pioneer, and then it's passed through quite a number of different people, from our Uncle Peter to Dad, and now to us. And there was also Tony McAvoy.
My father, Tony McAvoy, he's been training quite a while. He worked for the famous Lindsay Park family for about 40 years.
Behind them, here's Mackay Diva.
Mackay Diva was probably the mare that probably lit a spark in me.
The champion becomes a legend. Mackay Diva has won it
From that moment, I think, Anthony, my father, he would probably say from then, I was always obsessed with the game. Yeah, okay, Matt? Yeah, good. She feels okay, Bronte? She's okay?
Yeah, she's good.
For us, it's definitely a passion that's sort of probably been cultured from a young age, but yeah, it's certainly a lifestyle, not a job.
Coming through with my old man being a trainer, it presented a good opportunity, and we're very lucky. Sam Freedman the same, the Hayes boys the same. It's a hard game to get support and to build a business. I can speak for myself and also those boys that we're coming in very privileged, but you still need to work hard and get results.
For me, it's been a case of, you've got a foot in the door now, smash the door down and make the most of it.
without a fight. Mark Zahra, a Melbourne Cup champion.
For Anthony and Sam Freedman, the Melbourne Cup tradition continues.
To see Sam and Calvin and Tony and all having success is just great to see. They're essentially really good family friends, so like always, you love to see them do well, and we also love to beat them.
Hayes boys and I played footy together at Angaston. They were a little bit better than me, but I feel like I helped their careers a bit.
Calvin's best attribute on the footy field was his banter. Yeah, he had the quickest tongue on the footy field. If Calvin was a horse, he probably couldn't quite make city grade. He'd probably be looking for a weaker jurisdiction.
That's where the Hayes boys are. Which one of the 3 turn up?
I've known Calvin since we were pretty much in nappies. We used to get thrown into a hotel room at the Magic Millions horse sale, and they're playing G1 Jockey on the PlayStation.
There was quite a few family holidays up at the Gold Coast there at the sales, and plenty of banter to pull from because we've known each other since we were knee-high to a grasshopper.
If those boys turned up to a yearling sale as a yearling, they'd probably be $1 million yearlings. Yeah, they're great guys.
Yeah, it's quite funny because Dad had to take on the 3 Freedman brothers back in their generation, but now Sam's got to take on us 3.
We've grown up with it. We were never pushed into this industry at all. I remember Dad saying, once you commit, you have to commit. If you treat it like your life and your passion, that's when you enjoy it, and then it doesn't become work.
It's a special game, it's a hard game, but the thrills that it can bring, I don't think you can find that anywhere.
What a great story, and of course, you look at the Cummings family on Derby Day. Bart 53 winners, his father James 9, his son James 9, grandson James, I'll have another go, Jim, his father 4, and Anthony 4 for a total of 70. But today's the first day in 68 years, going back to 1957, that no member of the Cummings family has a runner here at Flemington on Derby Day. So an amazing run for the Cummings family comes to an end today. What a great story it has been. Bart with 53, James 9, Jim 4, and Anthony 4 on Derby Day. Speaking of Derby Days, we go to James Bracey, who's ready to go in the Manning Yard. We're getting ready for the Wakeful, which is a
That's what I see. And most people will ever know.
There's animal entertainment and, of course, the Showbag Zone. The Ballarat Show, November 7 to 9.
Nine's broadcast of Melbourne Cup Carnival, brought to you by Harvey Norman, powered by Snapdragon. And the Lexus plug-in hybrid range. Experience the luxury of choice.
Racing. It's a life built on instinct, early mornings and a bond with horses. A bond that runs deeper than most people will ever know. What makes a jockey truly great? It's not about the wins or the trophies. It's about a touch, a feeling.
I wanna hold the hand inside you.
That ability to become one with a 500 kilo animal. To whisper to them through your hands, through your legs. My secret? I just loved horses. When I watch Jamie Mellon ride, that's what I see. That lifelong love, that unbreakable connection. It's everything. It's what gives you the courage to push through the falls, the disappointments, and the countless sacrifices.
A win that means so much. Look at the emotion on her face.
10 years since Michelle Payne shattered barriers.
Just want to say to everyone else who gets stuck because they think women aren't strong enough, but we just beat the world.
All eyes are on Jamie, creating history of her own.
Half yours, a famous win for Jamie Mellon and Team Mac.
History in the 149th edition of the Caulfield Cup.
Watch her ride this week, and trust me, you won't see gender. Male or female, she's as tough as they come.
Jamie Carr's been hit in the nose, I think. Hey Jamie, how you feeling?
Been better.
The girl who used to sleep with her miniature ponies has that love, that hunger, and the talent to match it.
It's going well, and Gold Rush Guru won the derby.
You know what fixes broken noses? Champagne. I have plenty waiting for you when you cross the line first.
Chasing back-to-back Victorian derbies and with a Melbourne Cup in reach, Jamie Mellon can show the world that greatness has no gender. With passion, perseverance, and with that beautiful, unshakable bond between horse and rider, Jamie is proving that in racing, anything is possible.
Back-to-back Route 1 races. We get the Coolmore Stud Stakes next up, then the Howden Victoria Derby, the feature of the day, and then straight after that, of course, the Empire Rose Stakes brought to you by Tab as well. It's all still to come right here, and this is just the opening day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, and I'm pleased to say what a treat it is on a day like today to be standing out here on this patch of grass, not only alongside my mate Francesca Camardi, but our Melbourne Cup winning jockey and colleague for the Cup Carnival as well in Michelle Payne. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, and you're here at the right time as well. Look, of course, 10 years since Prince of Penzance, your famous ride. We'll be talking a lot about that on Tuesday. I know there's a special ceremony to be held. But today, the excitement that builds to this point on Derby Day when you know you've got these three huge races in front of you, it's something different, isn't it?
It is. Derby Day is like Christmas for us in racing because every race is a group race, as you know, and now we're building to the big three. We've got so much class and quality here. It's so exciting to see who's going to take them home.
And whilst the Derby is the feature race on the day, in name, and it has been for a really long time. However, the importance and the prestige of the Coolmore has been building gradually over the years, similar in terms of prize money, but in terms of the value of the horses coming out of it. Win the Coolmore and you're sitting on a pretty good prospect for the future, aren't you?
Exactly. You can make a $20 million colt here, so it's very exciting for everybody involved. I think it's a really good race. It's probably not the most quality field we've ever seen, but it's really even in the field, so it's hard to pick a winner. I'm going with a bit of a, not a roughie, but he's not the favourite, so yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see.
All right, the three of us need to scoot from here. We don't want to hold up the horses for the Coolmore, where it is very much all eyes on 3 Stars on the rise.
50 metres to go, 2 lengths in front of 10 Tyrus, who's got out. 10 Tyrus mowing it down.
absolute annihilation. Beedman has won by 10 lengths. What have we just watched? Beedman.
Nothing making any ground. Bivak up on the speed is going to bring them here in the Golden Rose. And Bivak has whacked them there. What a performance.
Well, he is, Chris Waller, very much the king of Coolmore. And what about this? Since 2013, 6 winners in this race, and he sees himself with a damn good chance today of continuing what has been quite an emphatic record. Ali Gator, it's hard to doubt the man himself is already back to winner today.
He's just the ultimate grand final trainer as well. He's got this way, Gator, of making horses peak exactly when they need to.
Yeah, that's right. We touched on it in the Carbine Club. A race he targets with the right horse, inverted commas, and the Coolmore's become the right race for his best young athletes, and Baywatch fits that bill.
That's right. Baywatch has got so much attention, in particular for this one, coming off the back of the run in the Golden Rose.
It was an outstanding win, wasn't it, Ali? Because he's had to run all the time from the front himself. I think there's a big difference between sitting back at fast speed and running home. If you're doing it all yourself, that's a proper athlete.
Scintillating, and I really like that Hippo's retained the ride because he can be a little bit of a tricky horse, and I think Hippo's found the key to him, so that will only aid his chances. The question is whether he can run a peak again.
Oh, there's so much chat about Baywak. Beedman has your attention here today, Ali.
Oh, Brace, I've been all over this horse from the very first time he stepped out. I'm a big fan, not just of his namesake, Darren Beedman, one of the legends and greatest men around, but this horse is just ready to peak. I saw him first up and he was quite burly, so I thought he had quite a bit of condition. Second up, I mean, this was just, he should have won every day of the week here. That was a huge finish from him, and I can't wait to see how he's come on. He looks like he's really, really come on physically and fitness-wise.
Here's the field for the Coolmore Stud Stakes, the first of our Group 1s over 1,200 metres and 12 runners for us here today, Gator.
Yeah, look, I think it's become one of the greatest races on the calendar. Simple as that. And this year's no exception. The one we haven't referenced in the preview there was Tentaris, who comes off an outstanding return or second up win himself, beating She's an Alibi, who won earlier today.
Well, we've got Michelle and, of course, Cheska standing by in the yard. But, Gator, time for you to double down on your mate, Baywak.
Yeah, look, just a brilliant display of sustained speed. As a relatively young athlete, to break the track record and thrash a horse called Tempted, that horse goes to an Everest and runs second, beats home some of the stars of our turf. I think it's the irresistible form. He's top pick for me.
And, Michelle, you're up close and personal with Baywak.
I am. He's here. He's got a stallion chain and earmuffs, so he must be a horse that can get excitable, but he's actually really calm and behaving himself. He's really loose in his action and he looks really well.
Moving on to McCaw and Cheska, a winner here, 2 starts back.
And I actually quite fancy this horse, who's just going to take a bit of a turn here to get himself in order. He was a winner down the Flemington Straight 2 starts ago, and then I think he was a bit too keen last time out. Oh, steady. Now, what I've really noticed about this horse is, whilst a lot of the other sprinters here are quite small, quite nuggety, this guy is really big, especially for a 3-year-old gelding. Got a lot of him. Tell you what, I do quite like him at a big price.
Moving on to Tentaris, and Michelle has received plenty of attention leading into this.
He looks really well as well here. He's just a bundle of muscle, as you can see here. He's very shiny. Also wears the red earmuffs, but he's coping with the occasion really well, and he couldn't present any better.
Ali, Tycoon Star, a winner over the 1,200 this prep.
He's not without hope, but he certainly has to take up against these big line, big name colts. He parades in lovely order, though. I love how relaxed he is.
You're also a fan of Skyhawk, Craig Williams, big fan too.
He's the fly in the ointment here, most certainly. I feel as though this horse, and we heard from Craig Williams on the show last night, they just have put some headgear on him, and that seems to have switched him on. I feel he could be the horse that we've forgotten about.
Gator, Hidden Motive arrives after a win at Rosehill.
Yeah, and he beat Beedman, who's here, so very easy to make a case, isn't it? Look, Beedman was unlucky, but he did beat him.
Heading back to the yard, Cheska, the 7 is Raging Force. 4 straight wins, but has missed out the last couple.
Missed out, but not by far, and to Tentaris. So if you like Tentaris, I think you can bring this one in at a bigger price. I like him physically because he's strong, yet he looks fit. See there behind the saddle, up into his waist, there's a good defining line, which tells me he is fully tuned up for this.
Gator, Jimmy Rackard, not much went his way in the Danehill here at Flemington.
No, look, he drew gate 1, just in the wrong spot. All the action was wide out past the middle of the track. McGaw and those sort of gallopers. He was no match for Tycoon Star and McGaw prior to that, so others ahead.
Ali, legacy bound, third up and kicked off with a win here.
He did, and he's a really progressive type as well, a son of Ole Kirk. I feel as though he's a horse who will only improve the more racing that he gets. He's probably got a stickier situation to contend with today, though.
Talk up, Beedman.
I'm ready. I've been ready for this since the first time I saw him. I think that he is a serious animal. He was really carrying condition first up. Similar story second up and a hard luck story. But what I loved most was the jump out down the straight and his attitude. He is just an absolute dude.
Are you just as confident, Michelle?
I am. I love this horse. You can just see by the way he walks around the mounting yard. He really flicks his front feet out. He's just cool, calm and collected. What I also love about him is he really wants to win in his races, and he couldn't actually look any better here today.
Gator, another Chris Waller chance. Sky Glider, 2 starts, 2 wins.
Look, the gut feel is it's just come up a little bit too quick. It just started number 3. But he beat a handy one in Peloton last start. There was a gap to third. That horse, Grand Eagle, you can tie the form in with key rivals here.
And to round it out, My Gladiola, Ali, enjoying a great campaign.
The lone filly in the race too. Look how laid back she is too, with all the boys around her. She's just stretching out beautifully, and her form suggests that she could run right up to them here.
Francesca, your pick of the yard?
Okay, you're going to think this is a little bit strange, but in a really competitive field where everyone's made good cases for the favourites, I'm going for one at a big price. Magoo, I think, is the wrong price. Represents a bit of value, probably for an each-way play.
Thank you, Cheska. Time for the computer to have its say. Our mate Elmo, we stuck with Elmo here. Yes, we have, for the Eliminator. And let's see what he's got to say. And your retort, please, Ali.
Well, I'm happy with Beedman. I'm happy with Tentyrus, Bivart, but I would like to add Skyhook if I may, Gator.
Same page. Let's do it.
All right. Consensus here from you two against the Eliminator. And countdown well and truly on now for the Coolmore Stud Stakes as we get a tab market update with Jared.
It's been a big battle for favouritism between the Godolphin pair, but the market is really warming to Tentyrus here, now into $2.90, having been, or $4.20 on Wednesday. Bivart, open 320 favourite, now $3.60. Beedman, good support for Beedman. One customer had 9,000 at $5 about 20 minutes ago. Skyhook's next best back to the rest, and there's each way support for Sky Glider, even though it's getting out there taking the price. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. So Ali, she's made the case. Beedman and Gators with Bivart.
All right, thank you very much, Jared. Look at that. It is a sight here today. Between 80 and 90,000 expected to be coming through the gates here at Flemington as we head out to Billy to set the scene. You're in your element today, mate.
I sure am, James. The atmosphere certainly is fit for a Group 1. These are the elite 3-year-old sprinters of our country, and as they come out onto the track here at Flemington, they'll come striding down the straight for the first time, going down to the starting line. Now, this is generally a stallion-making race. So for 8 of these colts coming into this race, a win today would certainly provide a promising stud record post-racing career. And just watching them just glide past me here on the straight of Flemington, only moments from now they'll come thundering down this home straight in front of this huge crowd. Yeah, they're looking magnificent. Will it be Biwak, the Group 1 winner of this field, or maybe the fast-finishing Tentyrus? Could possibly be the filly, the only filly in the race. We'll see. The Coolmore Stud Stakes just after the break.
Off and racing. Melbourne's magnificent Spring Carnival. 9 News has the inside running with special live coverage all week. And Alicia and Tom, live from Flemington on Cup Day.
The hottest ticket in town.
9 News next week.
Carnival, and we are moving into the Group 1 phase of Victoria Derby Day. The Coolmore Stud Stakes, we travel 1,200 metres. The 6th race of 9 here on the card. Let's go for a ride as we head up the straights, Ali, and see what's ahead of us, and in particular, those jockeys aboard.
Well, it'll be really interesting to see where these horses end up, whether they form a diamond pattern like we've seen in the past. I'm hearing perhaps that the inside is where they want to be, which we don't typically see. So in terms of speed map, I thought that obviously Bivart will be able to roll along. Beedman could be right there on his back, and Tentyrus seems to get a really nice map, Gator.
Yeah, that's right, and Magoo's got good early speed as well, even Sky Glider, so it does look quite a truly run race. I think they're heading inside, but not inside rail. That seems to be the theme of it.
stepping out of that mounting yard up onto the set here with us. And Michelle, you haven't changed your mind about Beedman?
No, I'm very happy with him. He just had this sense of feeling about him that he's just in a good frame of mind. Interesting talking about the straight races. It's really quite strategic. You need to get your horse into a really good rhythm. Even if you're leading, doesn't matter as long as your horse is breathing in a pattern. For me, I think the horses having the last say, challenging late, have the advantage. So I think a horse like Beedman, if he can get the sits, got the edge on them.
All right, Tab Market Mover time. Jared, what have you got for us?
Well, only two favourites have won in the past 11 years, but they're firmly with Tentaris here. $4.20 on Wednesday, $2.90 now with Tab.
All right, Centaurus, Abar, for you, Francesca, from what you're hearing, what you're seeing?
Well, that's interesting about the stats for the favourites, although it has been a day where the money has been right and the favourites have been dominating. However, I did hear earlier today that Flemington is a track that has more roughies winning than anywhere else, which is why I have gone for a roughie in the shape of Magor. Massive price, as you saw before, confidence rating low, also like Raging Force.
Feels like it's peaking here too. Like we talk about the big crowds coming in, Ali, and they have come in droves here today and lining up trackside as we see the final of the horses coming into the barrier, and we hand it over, the first of three straight Group 1s, to Matthew Hill.
So Magor is going to be the final one here for the first of our big ones, the Coolmore. As Magor, just a little bit hesitant, about to take the outside early. Favourite Tentaris, Mark Zara with the white hat here. Set to run. Ready for the Coolmore. And they're racing. Jumping fairly, Tentaris goes back towards the end. Legacy Bound jump quickly with Sky Glider. Skyhook isn't far away on the inside, and Beedman forcing forward. Magor out wide, virtually on its own, is leading up there as well. So after 250, Beedman led Sky Glider and Magor wider. Legacy Bound and also Bayvart as Magor is all on its own up the outside. Beedman led the division on the flat side by a length. Legacy Bound, Sky Glider and also Bayvart. They were followed next by Raging Force, behind them Hidden Motive and also Jimmy Ricard. Towards the back, My Gladiola, with also Tentaris and Tycoon Star. Run of the course proper in the Coolmore, 500 to go. Beedman just in front of Bayvart, who's called upon nice and early. Legacy Bounders next, followed by Skyhook, Jimmy Ricard, Tycoon Star the outside. Tentaris is starting to weave through. 200 to go across the track. Tentaris explodes through for Zara. Took the front, draws clear from My Gladiola. Tentaris is pounding away, and Tentaris a spectacular win. My Gladiola second, third Legacy Bound. They were followed by Bayvart. Skyhook is next, then Tycoon Star, Sky Glider, Raging Force. Further back, Jimmy Ricard. Magor well back with also Beedman, and also back with those horses, Hidden Motive. Tentaris.
So it's Tentaris, and yep, you guessed it, it's Mark Zara ahead of My Gladiola, Legacy Bound, and Bayvart. And again, that man, Mark Zara, Michelle, he is starring and oh so soon in this Cup Carnival.
He is, and this horse, they said that he got better into the preparation, and they weren't wrong. He just had the beautiful sit off them, so strong to the line. Obviously, Mark Zara's a man in form, jockey's in form, we've got to follow them, and he's riding the favourite in the Derby.
Time to perfection, Ali.
Oh, Mark Zara, we can't overlook this man ever. He is just the ultimate master. He's cool, he's well-timed, and that's exactly what he's done on Tentaris. This horse at one point was favourite for a golden slipper before he went to miss. So they gave him an extra bit of time off, they prepped him up, gave him the furnishing that they needed to come back and do this as a 3-year-old. Hasn't he developed into a beautiful colt?
Yeah, look, it's been a target race for months, as referenced, and they just get it right so often. Just sat back, safe for one run, the heavens open. But Matty Hill summed it up. It's just exploded through. It looked a hot race on form and paper, it was, but it turned out a one-horse race with his dominance late, and he smashed the clock at 1:08 and change.
Well, he's been catching up with him a couple of times already, and he is again. Billy is with Mark.
Yeah, with that same man, Mark Zara, you let out a big cheer coming down the back straight here. Was that more relief or excitement?
Excitement for sure. You know, he's just... I chose him out of a few horses stuck with my barn, the Freedies, and they just had him, you know, absolutely on the ball for today, and just so good when you're involved with the team, and it all pays off. So Yeah, big cheer for sure.
Similar to 2017 on Merchant Navy, had to weave through the pack, but you knew you had the horse underneath you.
Yeah, probably not as not as last minute as that, but Sam Freedman actually, because his work on Tuesday was unbelievable, and Sam Freedman said he might do something special today. I was like, just take it easy, we get through the race, but he was right. Like, I travelled sort of behind horses I wanted to, but geez, halfway through he just picked up underneath me, and I was still a bit far out, but I had to let him rip, and he was just stargazing last 100, massive win, and yeah, onwards and upwards. What a beautiful horse.
He's a street boss, Colt. He's worth a bit of money now.
Yeah, maybe a little stallion on wouldn't hurt the Godolphin team, but no, very happy to be associated with him.
Go and enjoy it, mate. Over to you, TJ.
No one happier in the mounting yard than Sam and Anthony Freedman, and congratulations, guys.
Thanks, TJ. It was big through. A lot of hard work's gone into it, so you know it doesn't always pan out like that. But you know, the team at home have done a great job. We're supported by some great staff who have put in a lot of hours, and yeah, for the old man to do it with them is pretty special.
Yeah, I can tell. It's a pretty emotional moment too to bag a Group 1 at any stage. You had 3 words to describe this horse off air, thank goodness. He's good with the last 2.
I think he's very good. He, you know, he today was dominant. Didn't have all the favours, but when produced, showed, you know, electric turn of foot. So, you know, we may run next Saturday. We'll see how he does. He's a very big, tough colt, so, you know, privileged to train for Godolphin and get horses like this, and credit to all the staff here, and particularly credit to Sam. You know, I'm now in Sydney, and he's shouldered everything and produced him here perfectly.
To win a race like this, obviously, is just, you know, almost the pinnacle, but to do it with your dad, that's pretty special, icing on the cake.
Well, it is. I mean, and Godolphin, they've been amazing supporters of ours for a very long time. And this colt has been with us since day one. He showed a lot the whole way through. And to do it with Dad, who's, you know, he's the reason I'm here today. So, you know, without him, I'm nothing. So it's incredibly special. Yeah.
Nice words, mate.
Cheers.
Congratulations, guys.
Anthony and Sam Freedman, congrats to both of them. Centaurus, ridden by Mark Zara, who has now notched 3 straight wins here on Derby Day. And guess what? He's got the favourite in the Derby. That's next up, right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Well, what a Coolmore stud stakes that was. Mark Zara came in today having only ever won 2 races on Derby Day, Howden Derby Day. He's won 3 on the trot. He won the Wakeforth Get a Good Feeling, the Damien Oliver of the Warney, and Centaurus wins the Coolmore. He wore number 3, or he carried number 3. He's won 3 in a row, and that horse is now worth about $30 million more. Going into the race, Sam Freedman said it's about the future, about what it means for a horse's